So I've had the bike for 3 months and we are already having a problem here. So when the check engine light comes on, that means there's a problem with the motor. And the little turtle here means that the bike has, well, it's operating on reduced power. And that's not a good thing. So now I need to take the bike back to BMW and they need to check the motor to see what's going on. The bike only has like 800 kilometers on the clock, which is about 500 miles. And it's not enough for there to be issues already. I don't ride the bike that hard. I don't ride it long distances every day, so I don't understand why we're already having issues here. And I'm not happy about this. Well, guess I just have to take it back and see what the problem is. So I took the bike to BMW today and I left it there and they gave me a loaner to ride home, and I don't know how long it's going to take. Yeah, I don't really know what happened, but all I know is that the bike has been working fine since I got it 3 months ago, just over 3 months. And as I said, I only put 800 kilometers on it, which is not a lot. And what happened is on Monday, I had to go to the hospital for a yearly health check, something that every company in Japan makes their employees do. It's free, and it's a good preventive measure for things like cancer and all that other stuff. So I went there and it was raining on Monday, not a heavy rain, but I decided to go on the bike to save time, to avoid traffic. And the bike got a little wet. After my checkup, I came home, had some lunch, and it started raining a little heavier. But I decided just to take the bike to work. When I got to work, I parked the bike where I always park it, which is under like a staircase, which keeps the bike covered so it doesn't get wet. And yeah, at night, when I got off work, I went down, I got on the bike, turned it on, and that message came up. It's unfortunate. What exactly is the message? Well, looking at the rider's manual here, we can scroll down to, let's see, servicing, certificate, technical data, care. Let's see. Status indicator. I think it's around page 40. Yeah, it's around here. The status indicators tells you what is wrong with your bike if something comes up. Warning indicator. So page 30, I think. Let's scroll down to page 30. Okay, I think around here you start to see the details. Yeah. Right, so you can see the different lights on the side here. These are the turn signals. These are the lights, high beam, low beam, I think. And over here you have the warning lights. When you first turn on the bike, you always see the ABS indicators. The lights always flashing until you start moving. Then it turns off. However, number 5 here is the warning light for a drive malfunction. Yeah. And when you have a drive malfunction, there are 3 different types of drive malfunction. And we go to page 42 for more details. Oh, before that, I also got number 6, the little turtle here, which says power limitation. I'll be honest though, I didn't notice a power limitation when I was riding the bike. So I'm hoping it's not that serious. But I think this will always come up when there is a problem with the motor. But you know that it's a motor-related problem when you get the turtle. Number 5 is energy recovery limitation, which means when you're braking, you don't get the charge. But I didn't get that. I just got the turtle and the check engine light, number 5 here. And if we go to page 42, scroll down to 42, there's the turtle again. Drive malfunction, lights up, engine, have it checked by a specialist workshop. Possible cause, the electronic control unit has diagnosed the fault, which is what's probably happened. Have the fault rectified by a specialist workshop, preferably an authorized BMW Motorrad retailer. You can continue to ride. Okay, so that's good. That means you can still ride, but you need to have the bike checked out. Serious drive malfunctions would be a red flashing triangle with the engine light, the check engine light flashing. Serious fault in the engine control, riding at mod, I don't know what that means. Speed, pause, position, what? Damage possible, have checked by workshop. Possible cause, the electrical machine control unit has diagnosed the fault. That can lead to damage to the drive components. It wasn't that serious. There's more though, yeah. It is possible to continue to ride, but not recommended. So it didn't go that far. Then we also have the exclamation mark here with the arrow, lights up, no communication with drive electronics multi. So there are lots of possible errors that can happen. Luckily, I got the least difficult one. I just got the drive malfunction light turn on. The check engine light like you would have in a car, just the check engine light, and the turtle, which means reduced power. That's it. So I took the bike, and they didn't look like they know what to do with it, to be honest, because it's such a new bike. The engineers here don't really know what to do with this bike, and they said it's going to take a while. They probably have to contact Germany to find out what they should do. It's the first time they've had this bike. The guy even said, when they sold me the bike, they said that they're going to be learning with me. So whenever there's a problem, they're going to take my bike and check it out. I mean, the bike is fully guaranteed for like 3 years warranty. So anything that happens will get fixed for free, of course, and for 3 years. And they said you can also extend that for another 2 years after that. So you can have as much as 5 years of bumper to bumper full coverage on this bike in Japan. I don't know about everyone else, but I'm sure it's the same for everyone. This is new technology, and it's for the engineers who are used to working, the mechanics who are used to working with combustion engines. This is all very new for them. They don't know what to do with it. Also, high voltage can be very dangerous, so they have to be extra careful with these things, with these systems, because in a combustion engine, there's no danger of getting shocked other than from the 12-volt battery, which is a small thing. The high voltage batteries in electric vehicles are much more dangerous, and they can kill you. So you need to know what you're doing. You need to be very careful with them. So I would never, ever, ever go into the bike myself, not until, electric vehicles are more mainstream and people, find out what to do with them and learn how to deal with them. As I said, my bike only had 800k on it, so it wasn't due for its first inspection until 1,000. So I still had another just under 200 kilometers left before it needed an inspection and an oil change. Now, not a regular oil change, but the motor on this bike has cooling, active cooling, and I think it uses oil for cooling. So that oil does need to be replaced. It's more of a coolant. So, and you only need to do it once. I know the Energicas also have the same system. They use oil to cool the motor, so it doesn't get too hot. And the BMW has the same system. I don't think any other bike uses this. Only the BMW and the Energicas. The Zeros don't do that. They're passively cooled. The battery is a separate thing. The battery in, I think, all the bikes are passively cooled, like the first generation and even the new Leaf. Everything is air cooled, which is not good for batteries. Teslas and the i3 that I have, that's actively cooled with coolant, which is important in summer, and it helps extend the life of the battery. But this has nothing to do with the motor. There's no problem with my battery. It's with the motor. So as I was saying before, I was riding in the rain. And it's possible that that's the cause of this error. I really don't know. It's possible, let's say, for example, that when they built the bike, they didn't quite tighten a bolt enough, where the motor is housed. And it's possible that some water got in and caused the error to show up. It's possible water got in and caused an electrical fault, which caused the error to show up. I really don't know. But the only thing that has changed since I got the bike was riding in the rain for the first time. But yeah, luckily for me, it's just check engine light, lights up, engine, drive malfunction. That's all I know. It's a drive malfunction. Yeah. There are a lot of different messages you can get for this bike. You can get a tire pressure message, temperature message. I've never had any of these. I have had the low temperature message come up because right now it's winter, January. It is currently January. What is it today? The 21st. My problem happened last Monday. It is now Saturday. I took the bike today, so a whole week I couldn't ride my bike for a whole week. And I used my new NQI instead, so it's not a big problem for me. I still have the new. But I'm pissed because, I have this bike and it's brand new and it only has a little bit of mileage on it and I enjoy riding it every day. And I'm kind of pissed that I couldn't ride it this week and probably for the next week. So I won't be able to ride it for a while. I was planning on making a video about how the bike reacts in low temperatures, like how the battery does and how the bike does. And I wanted to make a video in the middle of January to show you how the bike performs in low temperatures because, lithium-ion batteries don't like extreme temperatures. They don't like hot and they don't like cold. In hot conditions, the battery can get damaged, especially if it's passively cooled, like it is on this bike and on older EVs. But so as long as you don't ride it too hard in extremely hot temperatures, you should be fine. It's got a big aluminum fin underneath the bike that is a heatsink basically and keeps the battery cool. And that's actually a problem in winter because it keeps the battery too cool. And the battery is always cold in winter, and I do get reduced performance in winter, which is kind of a pain, but it's to be expected. Small sacrifice. But you just have to watch how you ride. Yeah, so in winter you get the number 18 here. You get the outside temperature warning light comes up, and the temperature for me is around 5 degrees, 6 degrees Celsius, which is not that cold. Like, it doesn't get that cold where I live in Kanagawa and Yokohama. If you were up in like Hokkaido or something, it would be like minus 5 to 10 degrees Celsius, and you wouldn't really be able to ride in like super cold temperatures like that. It's too cold to ride anyway, but in Kanagawa, Yokohama, it doesn't get that cold, and it's still perfectly rideable, especially with the grip heaters turned on. It really helps. I have heated gloves too, and I can ride no problem in this temperature, but you just that does affect the battery and the battery's performance. It doesn't affect the motor, but it does affect the battery. And now I have the problem with the motor, and I guess I'll just have to wait and see what happens. So I guess I'll update this video. I'll make another video saying what happened, and I'd like to make a video about how the bike performs in cold temperatures, and I'll make another one like that in summer. But I rode the bike in October, and it's still pretty warm in October, and bike was fine, completely fine. So if anyone else has problems with their bike in winter, or if anyone has ever had the same error message pop up that I had with a problem with the motor, let me know and see what happened to you and if you had to do anything. I never really looked for this SOS thing. Does it even have this? I don't remember this. I don't think I've ever seen this. No, I don't think my bike has this emergency call. intelligent emergency call system. I don't think my bike has it. It might have it. I don't think I've seen it. I don't recognize it. Yeah, it's always good to look through the manual. You do learn things from manuals, so it's always recommended to look through it. And yeah, you do get a drop in power, top end power, when it's very cold. But it doesn't affect me riding at normal speeds. Yep, that's it.